Welcome to the Sit Down. I'm your host, Patrick Bet-David. In today's episode, we're going to talk about lessons in failure with 4 amazing individuals. If you were to change 2 or 3 things for this to have lasted, what would those 2 or 3 things be like?
Number one for sure would be the delaying the gratification. That's a problem that a lot of young entrepreneurs have. And I learned that the hard way, is that good things take time. And there were some moves I made that made me a lot of money in the short term, but then created problems for me over the long term. And for example, like Steve Madden Shoes is one of my companies, right?
I remember that. Yeah.
I was the majority shareholder of Steve Madden Shoes. If I had not had that problem from all the stuff I did earlier, I would have made $700 million or $1 billion
just
on
off
that.
of Steve Madden.
Just off of that one deal versus making $20, $30 million.
Got it.
Because I was forced to sell it too early, right? That's one example. And there's so many other examples just like that where, for instance, if I would have not gotten in trouble, I would have made the dot-com boom and been positioned to have the biggest firm out there during internet craze. I would have made it billions off of that. So while I made a little bit of extra money sooner, it cost me a lot more long term by not playing that sort of long game, playing the short game. And I think that's a big mistake a lot of people make. And it's something that I learned really was crystallized when I wrote my first book, The Wolf of Wall Street, because that took me a year to write. I didn't make anything while I was writing it. I mean, I got some advances, very small, right? And then lo and behold, over years, it turned into this amazing thing that just spawned an entirely new life for me. So I think that it was a classic example of something that you work really hard on something and it pays off down the road. So I think it's one major thing is that. The second thing is that I think that a lot of young people, it's not because they're bad, or it's not about that, because I was a really good kid from a great family, never got in trouble.
You never got in trouble?
No, it was not, no, I never got, no, nothing like that at all. No, never got, went to jail, never.
I mean, your dad, from the way it was pictured, your dad was trying to protect you, right? A lot of accounting stuff.
I wasn't from that kind of family. It was a really good family, right? Often you think when you're younger, or even when you're older, if you haven't had this lesson taught to you the hard way, is that I can be half pregnant when it comes to ethics. In other words, I can be ethical, but maybe I could step over the line once and get away with it. The problem with that is that when you step over the ethical line once, your line of ethics moves a bit. So next time you step over, you'll step a bit further over the line.
That's such a good point.
Further. So with me, I became desensitized to essentially right and wrong behavior. And it's very easy on Wall Street when a lot of people, as we found out in 2007, it wasn't just me, it was everyone.
Oh, but 50 times bigger than what you were doing. Some of these guys cost a lot of people money.
The point is, I always say, everyone's doing it. That's no excuse for me doing it. I did what I did, it was wrong. But the point was, it's very easy to point and say, well, everyone's doing it. So you have to.
That's such a good point.
You have to maintain your ethics. You really do. There's no.
How do you do that?
It's very simple. It really is very simple. You just don't take the first step.